Are we on? We're on. Cool. Welcome to my Wednesdays. I don't know what to call these. I just call it live coding Wednesdays or something like that, where I've dedicated a couple hours each Wednesday to try and get a project completed by New Year's or by a particular date. The project in hand is called Selection Track Lists, if you're new here. And I'm working on version 4 of that, and there's two deadlines I want to try and hit. Is New Year's or episode 500, and we're at episode 482 right now. So we got some work to do. I want to improve the features, and I thought I'd just make myself accountable for getting this done. So hanging out with you guys. Chatting codes. It'd be interesting to see what you're working on as well too, while I'm trying to get this thing done. So yeah, do dip in, give requests of code. It'd be great to hear what you got going on. But I'm just gonna dip in and see what I've got working on at the moment. So this week I've been playing a lot with hooks and composition API. If you're in the React land, it would be React hooks. In Vue.js, it's the composition API. So I've had a few sessions playing around with it. And I had this idea of making the like kind of extracting some of the logic we've seen on previous episodes. So kind of making it a bit reusable and cleaner in code. I was getting a bit annoyed looking at all of this code in one file. I was wanting to separate it out, and I can see now it's looking a lot cleaner. And maybe there's some more work, but I was just experimenting. And I think today we're going to continue experimenting with that. If you have any feedback or notes of something I should explore with this code, it'd be great to hear. But yeah, this episode is more like a refactor than moving forward with where we have been before. Let's open up the project and get the terminal loaded up. So we've got the project function. Get that Nuxt action going on. Version 4 selection track list. Yeah, we're in the right project. Been there before. And do let me know if the music in the background is a bit too much. I can adjust that. Or if there's any music at all. I can see the volumes are okay. They might be a bit too low. Because I'm listening to some nice chill music. It could be a chilled session today. So we should have our server run on localhost 3000. Sweet. Doing its thing. I've forgotten what I was on this page and still messing around with getting things rolling. So we have this, how Nuxt does its things. We have this kind of slug here, and we're pulling out that parameter from the episode's content. We're fetching that. I think that's right. And as I was trying to extract this, it kept breaking for some weird reason. So I've brought it into here, but over the last couple of days, I've found some different ways, so I might be able to reapproach that. I want to fix this initial bug, title of null. Where is this going? Title here. I don't even know what I'm doing today. I thought I'd just jump right on in and go for it. Righto. So consoles. Let's check my mate. Or not email. Label name. Did he register it correctly? Oh yeah, I think I was trying to reinstate a lot of this and it was just going nah. If I close off this again, let's comment it out. I might be able to get that page to not complain at me. Yeah. So it's within the template. There's a lot going on here, and we got ahead of ourselves on last couple episodes of working on this, and I kind of want to get it right. So title. Let's find that title, page title, and there's a track title and title down here. I have a feeling it's something to do with this section down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment out that. Can I close this? No, I can't close it. Close that. Yeah, there we go. Put a close comment there and comment that out. We should. There we go. That's what I was expecting. Then we're missing our track list, and that's down to these. We kind of had to flatten the track list down, and I wanted to extract that. That's a lot of code there, so I'm going to put that into a component. Actually, did I do it already? Oh, this is for the episode listing track list, I think. We got this one is the individual track list. Can I reuse any of this? Let's have a look. So we have this sidebar. Oh, this is just for the page. So I can't use that. I'm going to go for episode track list. .view. Within this, I think we're going to HTML, bring that in. It's going to be bringing in all of this. We should comment it out. Copy and paste. Clean it up. It's going to expect session track pages. Script. How about JavaScript? There we go. I've also been playing around with TypeScript a bit this week. Been a very busy week with code. Interviews and TypeScript and changing over to Composition API. Been a lot going on. I've been quite looking forward to getting on this project and seeing what my learnings from this week and how I can bring those across. And I've completely forgotten how this application works, so the refactorings are crucially needed. This track pages. This is an old version. I might need to check. Not search for file, but search in a modified file. Session index. Oh, right, yeah. My understanding here is we want to actually extract a level higher than we are. So we're going to bring this out, and I think we need to add in an extra div at the end here. Now all we need to do is sessions. So props. I'm going to bring this as a object, which is sessions. And it's going to be a type of array to get that started. We don't need page there. Got page anywhere else? No. We just have the sessions array. That's one nice extraction, and what's it complain about? Prop sessions requires a default. So yeah, default. I think with this one we need to kind of tell it to be like that. Or like that. Yeah, there we go. And that's happy. I can get rid of all this code. And put in episode track list. I want to do it like that. I like it like that. and sessions. We're going to pass in that parameter of sessions. But now I'm going to like kind of mock it, and then we'll reconstruct that data. So how I think, remember the sessions being is it's an array. We have a name which is a Joe K's set, and then here there's tracks, which is an array, and I think I flattened them nicely. So you have artist and we should put ours as artist. Dell. What's playing right now on the screen? Rainy Sunday by Penny Mo. Track Rainy Sunday. And we want to pass this back into the page like that. But then we should use it like that for each index of sessions. Alright. The template root disallows for v4 directories. We need to wrap ourselves. Don't know whether we can do what you can do in React. Don't worry, I'm not moving over to React. I just had to do some learning for it recently. And we got this Slugify, and I think I moved this into a utility. Yes, I did. So let's grab that. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Grab that. Probably won't need it over there. Probably should have used the composition API on this as well. I'll do it like this for now, and then we will move it back over to composition. Forgot. Oh yeah, it's we want it methods. We want that to be available, which is Slugify, and just pass that right through. Guess. And that would then be available there. Are you going to play and continue? Oh, that looks successful to me. Yeah, cool. Refresh the page. Success-ish. We're missing the data. So we've gone into here, we've rendered this part, which is the session name. Track pages. That's what it's wanting. And ooh, okay. I do remember like building out the track pages. Because in my raw data, I have 3 sections in these tracks. So these tracks on the session is just a simple string. Hamio, rainy Sunday, like that. And we also have a queue, which is an array, and this array contains like points of time. So at the 0 hour on the 3rd minute, it's 500 seconds in, this track happened. And we have refs, which is an array which links to other documents. So this will be, I think off the top of my mind, I can actually just look at the content. got this episodes. Grab one of these. I can't close that section, can I? It's like this. So I'll bring this out for context. So this index of 0, this index of 0, and this would result in, like, that's a path where I'm going to get the information from. So I want to get the correct title and the artist for that. And I ran a script, I built a script which flattened this, so it didn't have to go into each of those pages. So then I would have artist, which is Hemio, like. We will be from there, and let's correct this up a bit more. Rainy Sunday. And I wanted to have like this, title, all separate out. But I realize now I also need to have a track path, like the URL to it, which is going to be hot, artists, Henio, and like this. And of course, I think it might be helpful to have artist path without having to do some processing in the page, and that would route to that. And I guess we'd have position. And this isn't like a position where it is in the index, because we've got it already indexed automatically. A position would be this timing. I think I'll stick with this timing. I might have it in seconds too. Seconds, where this will be 500. 3 minutes is 500 seconds. So we are able to extract that data. But that is wrong. This is more like it. Oops. This is where we want to get to. Hello, silent listener, watcher, how you doing? We're just hacking around today. It's probably going to be a more chilled one. I've been super busy on calls all week and stuff like that. Pretty exhausted from it. So we're just hacking around some more on this code, trying to get it to work with this project. Slowly getting there. I think that looks about right. I kind of want to reuse tracks, redefine it from the stringified version and enhance it, and that'd be nice. Yeah, I did have a processor for that, which did get them. Tracks index, split that. That'd be a nice set of data. And a seek to is it allows you to, when you're viewing the page, to click on it and it'll change the play ahead to that. That's where I want to get to with that, I think. That'd be nice. Let's do that today. But first, I need to get some water. It's literally there. It's going to pour out some water, and hopefully you guys are keeping hydrated. That's some ASMR stuff there, right there. I use these bottles. I canned in some filtered water into them, and I've already gone through a big bottle a day, so might be having to use up BRB later on. But for now, we're good. We're stood up. Just eaten. Yeah, I had this awesome salad from a local place which makes these awesome little salads. So that's nice to know. How am I going to do this? Where am I going to go? What am I doing? I've lost myself now. Oh yeah, that's it. we want to send through something which smells a bit like this to this track list component, and then we should be able to read out. So I'm gonna dealio with this. I'm gonna use it stubbed for now. Sessions artwork. So we need artwork. I think if it has artwork, but we're doing an if, and we've not completed that. There's a to do. Oh, and we have content. Hello world. And it's not exactly document, but it can be. We might be able to get away with that. This document might be able to handle markdown. So we'll give that a try. And then we get down to this. Tracks. I'm going to change that to session tracks from this individual session. And this track, artwork. Just going to grab some artwork from not from there. So let's in track list. Let's get one from another one. Let's copy image address. Paste that in there. So session tracks, track index, each track artwork. If we've got the artwork, we grab the path. If it exists, so you need to define that. That's going to complain. Artwork path for. Guess we. Oh, it's just going to try and get the. Oh yeah, so the individual track, if track artwork, then return track artwork. But we do have a small problem. I think we did this on a previous version. You can look at this here. We did a slug artwork. If we've got the track artwork, then we need to prepend that. But I also wanted to do a check because I just gave it. I'll be lazy. I'll do it as the site suggests right now, and the artwork being like that. Be fine. Else return null. I think it is blank. So we satisfied that. This gives us our track number. Then we have our position, which I can use that. So instead of having to go up and down into another index of ourselves, it'd be ideal to go track position. And the same here. And this one is interesting. If we do have a artist page, then it would be nice to go to it. Go to artist path. And we need to fix that. So track like that, yep. And then we have track artist. And if there is not a link, we're just going to display a section which will be the track artist. So you can see here we have this Nuxt link, and we're not doing a Nuxt link on this instance because we can't link anywhere. Because it's an if else. We'll do the same here. We've got this track title. And we don't need to do this split. I don't like the idea of that. That cleans things up. and we'll go with that. If track path, do that. That's nice and clean now. Let's jump over here. Refresh this page. And we have that looking pretty tasty, that. That's the sort of data I'd like it in. At the moment, it's not like that. As you see, we're having to go into this reference and then spider up and down to get that information. But flattening this information will make life so much easier when rendering out this, because this component doesn't need to know how to go up and down to other documents. We want to give it a set of data and it be happy with that. So how are we going to generate this data from our current mishmash of data here? You can see you have our queue. Can I change this to YAML? Yeah. We have our queue, we have our tracks, and we have our references to them. See, this is a session, tracks, queues, and references, and those references are to the actual files, which will contain the title and the artist page and the artwork which goes with that. So this ref is very important, but if the ref doesn't exist, then we just do the split on this tag here, and that's good enough to display. And we see that on production somewhere. Sometimes it happens where I've not got these pages in existence. These will be black, so you can't navigate to them because there's no page, but it still displays that data. But in this case, I created those pages automatically, of course. And so we're going to process that. I want to extract that, of course, so we're using the compositions API. And I kind of like it. I've been using it quite a bit, so it makes life a little bit easier. And I found a process which makes sense. So compositions, we throw things into here. I would use episode .javascript. Don't know whether to use TypeScript at this point. I don't think this project has TypeScript installed. And export constant or export function, which will be the use episode. What information am I going to give into here? Well, we'll have the episode slug, and we can then hydrate that. It's been processing how I've been doing it earlier today. Is we have this kind of fetch, which is fetch episode, and it uses the use fetch API, which can do the async in there. And then we might also have to pass in a context into this, and this context for us will contain content. We'll probably need access to that in order to make it work properly, because our content context and our params, and we can probably get that from the same. We're having to query this. We've done a fetch already at this point, and we're passing in the episode, I guess. Or shall we? Well, yeah, I think we should move all this into here. Kinda. Don't even know if I was trying to make some unit tests for this earlier as well? I was. Use flat track list. Oh, this is all scary, isn't it? I think I did all of this inside this this file here, this episodes.js. And it got me so far. And this use flat track list is pretty much the spidering up and down. Probably can clean it up a lot. And we were passing in that context. Did we put in? We didn't put in the use effect. So I found a better way than this use static. Even though the use static is very useful because it doesn't have to hit that content. It shouldn't be expensive for this because it's all local files. It should be fine for now. But I might change that mindset another time. We have constant, which is going to be the episode. Await content episodes. And it's going to add slug. And maybe it'll fetch. I think that's yeah, we got the episode now. We want to enhance that. Do we? Or shall I use a separate fetch episode like that? Or shall I use a separate worker on that? I need to that. So that's just getting the data. I don't know whether at this point here process data or handle callback, which does the processing of data. Might be better to handle a callback. We have most of that work in here. I'm gonna probably bring this because this is compositions API. I think this is the correct place to put them. So bring that over here. I'm very tempted. Yeah, I'm gonna separate that out. Use track list or use session. Yeah, that's better. Use session. And we're gonna pass in the session in here. So the episode. Boop. Do we need to set? Oh. Yeah, because we get the artwork and enhance the data a bit more. If we go back to our example over here, with this enhanced tracks, what we also do is we flatten out some things like episode title, which is show 401. Episode artwork, like this. We flatten it down a little bit more. You're probably going like, well, why don't you just give it an object like that? Could work. I remember I was doing this because when you click on submit to the player, and if there's no artwork there, it will fall back to to that, but we have some data here which we don't need to do that anymore. So I think we might be okay. You know, like if we open up Music app and come out of the mini player, if we go and play a start of an episode, I'll mute this. When I click play here, we see the episode there before it's got the data, and there will be cases where like we're a couple seconds into the episode and we have nothing above us, nothing before, so we will be showing the episode number and details. But I think that should be like kind of given as a parameter extra when we're missing some data. So I think this is over optimization, in my opinion. But that's an interesting. I don't know whether I can find very easily two sets. Here we go. We have a show here which is across 2 sessions, and I might want to say what session this track belongs to, or give it indication or marker on the player. That's an interesting feature. In the moment I split each of these sessions out into 2 different arrays, but of course that's a bit overdone. Having it flat is easier for just a single line to understand, hey, what session is the name? What's the session name? What's the session name? And if it changes, then we do a new session. I think that's me running ahead. Let's hide this. We don't need to pass in the episode. Let's remove anything which is episode related. This time to seconds, we can import time to seconds from. Can I? Oh yeah, utils time to seconds. There we go. And it's going to be array. I'm going to write a test for that. I've already got a test for that, but I'm going to rewrite it anyway. Compositions, use session.js.test.js. Oh, it's a folder. Try again, Kyle. Let's use sessions dot. Is sessions plural? Session. Spec.js. This is, yeah, I'm following that same pattern. And how did I do it? I did it like that. Oh yeah, I need to pass that in. Maybe. Oh, that's only if I'm calling out, so I don't need to worry about that. Import, use session from. Can I add this? I can. Compositions, use session. All right. And then describe, use session. This is actually the first unit test I think I've been writing on this channel. I write them all the time, but I didn't feel all too confident battling through them before. But I've got one on the side here. It's failing while typing. which I prepared earlier. Let's save that. Don't even need to do before each. I'm just reading and copying. So it flattens the track title, well, the track into an array. So, okay, so use session, we got to give it some context. And it's going to, of course, call that, but we can stub that nicely. And we have our sessions. Const sessions. Let's see what we can. Our session smell. I already did one, didn't I? Yeah, it smells a bit like this. Q. And I'm going to do and deep and then deep up like that. And refs. This is important. Artists. Hello. Tracks. World.markdown. And we need to pass in a content, and we've got to stub this in a way. Content stub. Content stub. Just fn for now. It's going to be like that. And our response will be a set of things. I think one of them is going to be tracks. Yeah, think. Expect tracks to have property. Oh, we want the first track in there. And it's going to have title. It's going to be called Hello World. Well, hello, and then the artist is going to be called Hello, and the track is going to be, the title is going to be World. It's const first track. Make it easier. Tracks.0. Boop boop. Think think. First track. And give some space around this so it stops complaining. I don't know whether I can actually chain these together like that. That'd be nice though. Position. Let's go for this and position in seconds. Oh, this track's wavy, isn't it? Don't like it too wavy. Next. How else did I want it? Okay, so track path. Expect track path to equal exactly this. Ish. I want it to resemble what path it would be on the server or in HTTP land. And we'll do the same for artist path. And we will have artwork. Images. Oh. Images starts hello /tracks /world.jpg. That's how I've structured it on my file store. but I may even be able to handle. This is the localized path, so we're assuming we're on our own domain, which is fine. But I could handle it, make it handle image other ones if we put in our domain into there. For now, I think that's okay. Let's get that a run. That feels promising. Oh, and we want jest test compositions. Okay, MPX. I expected much. I might be able to move this over onto the side panel. Move to right panel. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to close that off and close this off. Move that down here. Bring it down there. Don't need to deal with that just yet. Oh, I don't want the no coverage. For now, I don't want to have so much coverage in there. So this is going, hey, content, can you get me this file? Sure. Then call limit. Then call fetch. Then call this. I think I already did this on a previous test. Sure, I did this. It feels like something I already did. There. Just return this. So we'll keep that open for a second while I continue on this stub. Function. Mock implementation. Actually, you don't need to do that. You can just throw it there. I think it's like path and slug. If we handle that, was the end part return? Let's complain about limit. So let's go on limit jest function mock return this. Our next one is going to complain about fetch. And the fetch is going to be the response, and we've already handled the response there. But it's dependent whether we're dealing with artist or track. So I'm just going to pretty much copy this and pop this response there. So by default, we're assuming it's a track. It's the furthest piece of content possible. But if we pass in our path, which is artists, on that route, so where are we? Where's our artist check? Content.artist ref. Then we're going to return back an artist, and I'm going to put this as hello. I'm going to go world and hello. I'm going to stick with that. And that's undefined. That's fine. I think with that being undefined is we're doing all this work and we're not returning it properly. We're returning a promise. Probably would be better to kind of extract some of this work out too. Let's try tracks. It's a promise at all. Oh. We can const tracks our weight. Oh, tracks equal your weight. That. Async function. Maybe. Just maybe. But I don't think that's right. I want to follow this pattern. I've been understanding this pattern is better for that. Don't know why. I'm just doing it because it feels like a right pattern. So we're going to wrap this const tracks, which is going to be a ref of array. Going to ref that. I might need to just rehash all of this. I'm going to grab all this because I think it's a bit noisy. Pop it outside for a second and come back to it in a minute. We're bringing back const, which is, do I need to? Probably is right. Fetch, which we've got to call fetch session, and it's use fetch sync. Oh, sync that, and then wait. This is where we do the like kind of content calls, which like artists, you know, like if we go into artists hello dot index dot, that's what we're wanting to get, and we'll call a fetch on that, and this is artist data. Feeling that we're going to have another function, fetch track, and the idea of this is to return something which smells like this from the context which we can pass in, and the track path. Downside of this is rid of that. When we call fetch track, I'm passing the like context, which is content. Oh, where am I going with this? We've got a loop to handle with, and this could be a singular session. If you was following earlier, this session looks like a you got a name, tracks, queues, queue, and refs. and we wanted to handle each one of these, match it with this alternative additional data. So it would be like fetch track, and we're passing in the content along with the, well, we need to go session tracks, and for each our track here. Now we can get that. We have our track. Come on, track data. The downside is we're going to have to do some index spiking. So index. Our additional bit of information is our queue. So session queue and the same index as what we got going on. And the reference. So I'm going to give it a new object to pass in, ref, which is session refs index, and we're going to add in the original title, which is the track. If they exist, they'll be there. And that's going to be a wait. I don't want it to kind of go through one by one. It'd be ideal for it to kind of batch them together in one easy go. So that's why we're doing the promises before. Let's const track promise. And let promises. This is looking as messy as it was before. We're almost there. I think this looks all right. Promise all promises. It's going to bring us back a array in order of each track resolution. Fetch session. Of course, it's going to complain. Hello, Bobarostrix. How you doing? We're just hacking around. Bobrostrix. Strix? Yeah, there we go. We got it right. I'm good. Just one of those Wednesdays. Bobrostrix. I noticed the avatar. That's pretty cool. You make that yourself? Bob Ross RTX. Is that standing for ray tracing extreme or whatever it? What define RTX? I don't know what the X stands for. I know, like RTX is a it's a part of a brand. Ray Tracing Explained. No. It's just a part of a brand. You got me really curious now. Like RTX is just like a model number. Oh, cool name and logo, by the way. Do you code or are you just here for the music? Oh, for my streaming / gaming machine, I'm looking to. I'm actually building a new machine back here. There we go. We got the new motherboard ready for the new AMD 5000 series, and I don't know whether to get the AMD Radeon 6000 series or wait until they're stock in for the Nvidia 3000 series. Oh, awesome! What's your theme? I might check it out. Or is it obnoxious theme? What's it like? A real mess? Be interesting to see your theme. I like interesting things. Like when VS Code comes out and these icons are boring, but there's a plugin which enhances them, which I think is really cool. I think in components on another project, if I create a new file like artwork.stories.js, it's got the storybook icon. It's so nice. You're not got no icons yet. Oh, you need. I don't know whether we can top that doing all these icons. Like this markdown icon is really cool as well. I really hope you do though. And do send through the theme. I'll give it a real good check out. So you code, you design, and your Bob Ross RTX in full 2070 super style. Let's give this a try. Let's look. It's called Pinky. Oh, where's the images? So look. Have you posted it on your Instagram? It's always a risk going on someone's Instagram. You can find it on GitHub. Not got them yet. Oh, we're getting there. Have you just started this this Bob Ross RTX account? Or are you just kind of getting into it? Pinky logo. Oh, that's cute. I like the angled inners. Need to get that into a SVG style. Oh, you get there. Let's digress a little bit. Let's have a little see. I kind of assume you already did it once, maybe in Photoshop. I want to give this a very quick whirl on making it up. Let's go. Let's give it a try. Doing that. Round selection. Oval. Bring you over here. Grab the fill color. Boop. And we've got no edges. I kind of guess we're going for a block like this. Let's give this well. This is where I'm going to fail miserably at getting this. You know what? I can I can just bring it in and just draw around it. Why not? Why not? And clean that. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's grab a marker here, grab a marker there, grab a marker there and here, and don't know why I'm doing this, but why not? Let's make those solid edges. Boop. And boop on that. Don't need that one. Oh yeah, and we have that ended, so need to create a new shape for that. Those. That's a mask, isn't it? Nope. There we go. Get rid of that and subtract. Boom. Do you know how to fix NPM errors? Yeah, I do. I do. What NPM errors are you having? Let me just quickly finish off this masterpiece. Got those in there. In that there. In that there. Get rid of these corners. Oh. And now we'll fix this outer edge. This upper edge. Not too bad. Yes, Lisp. What error code is that? NPM. Multiple tree. That's interesting. Yes, all of them. Maybe just a good point for if you're having issues with NPM is trash your NPM modules folder and then try and rebuild. If that still fails, like go into your package JSON and just kind of disable everything. And then slowly add them back in one by one and find the one which starts offending, causing your error. And you might be able to understand like your dependency causing error. That's how, if I'm down this tree and deleting it still causes problems, I'll start like picking out the ones which either looks like that. And node modules GitHub. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow, Bob Ross RTX. Yeah, so I'd do that. I would just kind of nuke your packages and remove them, and then add them back in one by one. Or if you've got some sort of log and it's saying, hey, you got to this point and there's any match, and there's any match is in your project, remove that. If you can't find any match in your kind of package.json, you go over to your package lock and you start finding you like do a search in there for any match, and you click through a few times and you'll see like dependencies, and you'll see like choke dir requires any match. So you'll be able to find the parent, which is requiring another dependency like that, and then you should be able to go like, oh well, I don't need sane, or if you find sane, you'll find the root cause for that. Like, yeah, it's a bit of debugging, but there'll probably be a npm module in there which is just not handling too well. Not come across this error before. But yeah, sometimes it's just down to just a few bad bits of code coming into your package. And also another one might be just delete package.json, package.lock.json, remove that, and then remove your npm modules folder. Give it another reinstall. It might work. Sounds like time. Yeah, I don't know the shape of your. Oh, you mean on this package? Let's have a look. So you're having issues here. On well, you got no packages. Let's give it a whirl. Let's give you a little code. Open source, and we'll git check out. Oh, git clone. It runs fine. But inside of your, I can see you got this log file. You should be able to open up that log file, and it'll give you a little bit of a hint of where things have gone wrong. But this no modules GitHub. I guess you're pushing up a change. This node modules GitHub might be something. I'll give it a try once you push. I'll get back to normal programming. So yeah, I was hacking around with. No problem. Like if you push up, I'll have another look, see if I can help you identify your issue. It might be in your log file, something like that, but that'd be cool. I don't even know how these extensions work. I guess there's no content here just now. Oh yeah, forgot to artboard. Let's get rid of the binary. I want to group that, so then I can right click, copy SVG code, SVG OMG is your place to go. Paste that into there. And what this does, it minimizes that, but I want to kind of keep it pretty. Otherwise, the original, it contains additional junk. We'll grab that and just throw in a gist for you. Why not? There's no pinky.svg. Create public gist. Don't know why, but might help. There you go. And this will of course scale up with all the sizes. You zoom all the way in for those niceties. I love it. I love these inner angles. Love it. Nah, not check. Let's close down Sketch now. You're welcome. It's also always good to hang out and help you out. This is this project making any sense to you? Are you kind of following where I'm getting at? This is like hardcore stuff for me. So yes, it's pretty damn good stuff. And I've forgotten where I was up to. Generally have. I was writing. That's what it is. I was writing a unit test because this is failing, and I was handling the promises. Am I even in the right file? No, I'm not. Here we are. We define tracks, and once we've got them all, await that and const all tracks. I guess tracks value equals all tracks. Let me pass it back as a reference point. Feels okay. What am I making? So, one of my side projects is selection track lists. And this particular site has been in production for 4 years now. And I want to make a new version of it. A version 4, and 4th iteration of it, which looks a bit different and nicer. So I'm working on making enhancements and new features to this site. And I have the goal of reaching that by the end of New Year, by the end of this year, or by episode 500. And we're on episode 481, 482 right now. Oh, that's good. So you packaged JSON, worked on your laptop first time, and cool. That's good to hear. Good to hear. So yeah, the part which I'm working on right now is I want to get this track list properly working down here. It's in a format which looks like this, flattened from the. I wouldn't say it's mess of data, but it's a lot of like jumping through different arrays to get the data in a format. I think in the long term I might consider storing it like that, but having it flat like this isn't going to cause too much harm. It's how I think it would be better to render out these pages. Use session spec, fail, first track, read of undefined. Because we're doing response, where am I? Tracks. From use session, I think. Oh yeah, I need to call on this is fetch tracks, did I call it? Fetch session. This is going to be wait fetch session, which will trigger that, and we need to change this to a sync function. So what we're doing is we are setting up the like arranging our stuff, passing it the data it needs, and we've got a token or a reference point which will eventually be populated. Then we are calling perform the things fetch session, and then we're going for the very first index of that to then assert it contains all the things we want. Oh, cool. So I'm glad that your package.js, your project is starting to work. I kind of assume that this VS Code stuff, it's just a JSON folder. It's all the definitions. That's cool. Fetch session is not a function. It's why are you not a function? Because I defined you there, you should be there. And you don't need to be there. We're calling the use fetch. This fetch is a sync. This must be called within the setup function. No, you should not. Why? Is that a version? I was doing this literally, like this morning on a different project, and it's not complaining about it there. Must be called within a setup function. This is coding for you. You composition API. I'm not even passing through these. Context. Try static then? Use static. Fetch sessions is not a function. Use sync. You must provide a key which has already been generated in Babel. Oh jeez. Have I a yarn? Is it a yarn? No, it's npm. That's dated. Let's have a look. See. Ooh. What's different in this version? Changelog. Oh, nothing. Fixing the documentation. Is that it? You had a version release for just the documentation and patch. Oh well, I guess there's no harm in updating that. Package.json and composition. Boop. What else is out of date? Which we can maybe I probably should, at this point in the project, digress into updating all these. Oh, I don't even think I need any more. I think there will be some breaking changes. No. We'll do that another time. So that's not the complaint why that's failing. I'm gonna open up another project which is similar, where I was experimenting with this exact formula, playing with FaunaDB and Superbase. And it's not complaining about it in that manner. Here we go. Use fetch. Do your thing. Maybe if I just rerun those. It might be that in test land it doesn't like it. Let's find out why. What would trigger? I'm not using that. Come on, give me a break. Use fetch. Maybe I'm not understanding what use fetch is for. Oop. I don't want to jump over to Kill Sandbox, it's a bit heavy. Fetcher. Ref. I don't know why. And again, this is within the context of a setup. Ooh. Oop. Ah. This composition API is pretty new on the Nuxt community, so it's custom hook called fetch that allows server-side and client-side asynchronous data fetching. You can access this like that. You can also run pre-run expensive using static. Use fetch must be called synchronously in setup. Any changes made to the component, that is to properties returned from setup. This will be sent to client and other side effects. This fetch hook will not be persisted. Right. I might need to use something else then. You can create values that depend on the synchronous calls with the use async. On the server, this helper will inline result async call in your HTML and automatically inject them into client code. Much like async data, it won't run these async calls on client side. I'm okay with that, I think. Am I? However, if it has been called and carried out on server-side renderer, you should have navigated to that page after initial load. It returns a null if that failed result is the async call of the resolves. I'm looking at you async, use sync, use static. Maybe. Passing use static, it's got a documentation for it is not too great, but let's go to the actual code. Here we go. Param, which is a reference, and the base key. So this would be session E. Oh, this is feeling like it's overkill. Or it might be that my testing pattern is not to scratch. Unit setup. That's interesting. I think I'm going to take a quick relief break, and I'll be back in a minute or two. Be right back, guys. And we're back. Yeah, I've had to sit down for this. I've been stood up all day at the standing desk. And now code's got hard. JavaScript has got just insanely difficult engineering recently. Yeah, I get it, like these hooks and stuff, and it's essential to learn it and understand it because React and everywhere's going that way. I'm reluctant for all these change, but there's only one way how you got to pick it up and keep sharp is by doing these, and that's probably a little bit of frustration, is that I want to see results and you guys want to see results. And that's where we are. sometimes we have to fight through these small battles as we are learning new code. And when we come out the other side of it, we come out stronger. It's just trying to find the right pattern, and I'm writing unit tests to try and, like, instead of requiring the browser, I like to try and cover some unit tests in some areas. And I think it's because my testing strategy here is a bit too verbose. I needing to find a way to kind of silence this warning and give it what it needs. Because I only want to, like, give it some bits of data, and it then goes like, okay, well, this is the result which you've got, and I'm like, yay, thank you. And because we're in a virtual environment, it's going to complain. Get current instance. Source. Context. Oh, it's trying to get a global context and pass that in, is it? I'm even thinking, are we really needing to use? Oh yeah, I forget the fetch will happen on point of generation when we build the site, but we want it so that if there's new content and that page has not been built, it to go and hydrate that and get it. And it should be able to do that if we change out our engine from content to API, for example. We're fighting with the unit testing. I don't want to be fighting with unit testing. Just to get it working. Maybe, again, my testing strategy might not be ideal there. I'm wanting the unit test, but it's not allowing me. And I might have to settle for end-to-end testing. So I'm going to bin that off and I'll fight that fight another day. We'll do it old school ways, use browser testing, which is equally painful when there's a lot of code going on. And when I don't know whereabouts I am in the code. So we're getting the page. Got that. We're trying to do that. I want to rehash that. That works. Because I was trying to optimize this, wasn't I? Well, make it pretty. Then I got stung by our testing strategy. Unit test, Nuxt, API composition. Maybe I should write my own blog post about this. It should be possible. Perhaps we can give that blog post just give me a very small hint to where we might get it. Oh again. Let's have a look at your little pinky. Where are we at? No change, bro. Unless you if you refresh, yeah, I can. Oh right. Refresh this page. Whoop. Yeah. Nice. Dude, you're awesome. I did nothing, by the way. I just love playing around a bit. At last. Nice. I did have a method of testing in mind. Let's try it again. Compositions. I just remembered. Yeah, that's how I was going to do it. I was going to. This is all the assertion down here, so we'll keep that okay. But there's this fetch sessions here and our content stub. I'm going to bring the content stub out because we might need that, we might not. And this fetch sessions, maybe not. Oh, I was on a good flow then. I had something in mind of making a new new component. Yeah, be proud of your work, mate. Like do it as your passion. You're learning to code, and you found something which you see you want to give it a good try. This is what I'm doing this stream for. I found this project way back when all this stuff used to be on PDFs. So if I go back to episodes 162, for example, and jump into the SoundCloud, close that off. I think the track lists. Not even that. That's a bit too far back. Let's try. I don't know. 213. The track lists used to be in a Bitly. If they still work. This is what the track list used to look like. And in order to get the track lists, you had to download the file and try and copy it. It was error sent to me. I couldn't get it. So it was this problem which I seen as a problem I wanted to solve. So when I go to I extracted that data, rendered it into page, and I thought, oh well, now that I extracted it, I can maybe find that music on SoundCloud and link it to it, which I did. And that's how this project's come about. And we're years in. We've reached 10,000 consistent visitors per month. People are paying, donating some money on Patreon and buying me a coffee here and there, and sharing when they purchase on Amazon or Apple the music. I get a little bit of a kickback from that. In total, this whole project has has donated $866. And that's insane how just a little problem for like this has managed to self-fund itself. Like its hosting's paid for, its domain is paid for, and I still have passion in doing it, and I'm working on making it better. And I'm experimenting with new tools. I've been coding for 20 years. Since 1999 was when I wrote my first line of code. So a bit like you, in 2019, you said that you hacking your first bit of code. 1999 was when I wrote my first code. And back then, we were on dial-up modems. I was interested in listening to music from around the world. I came up with this directory. It was just my alias halfcube. Way back machine. And I wanted to be able to listen to music from around the world which works on my modem, because I was only at 56 kilobytes per second, and some radio stations you could listen to, and some of it would buffer all the time. So I found radio shows and put them onto my directory. halfcube.co.uk, I think it was. Let's see if Wayback Machine is so awesome at this. Very first release. Let's have a look. Yeah. It was built in PHP. And it was just me messing about, putting stuff together, like downloads and members and stuff. This is probably gonna really embarrass me showing up, like digging into some of my older work. Let's have a look. Here we go. So this is my very first kind of working. Well, it wasn't working. It's not working at this point. I don't even know if it's gonna load. Probably not. Oh yeah. So you click on this, 96 kilobits per second, and that's what could work, I think, on the dial-up connection. And servers had the capacity then. So just like on, you're watching Twitch now, or you watch YouTube live streams, and it can handle hundreds of thousands of simultaneous connections with no stress. Back then, the servers would stress the amount of listeners. So they had a limit, and if the limit was reached, the sound quality was really, really poor and buffer. And so they had to keep that balance right. So, like, could you listen to it, the show? Could you listen to the radio? Yes, cool. Can you listen to it? Can you bandwidth handle it? And back then we didn't have Flash players or HTML5 players. We had to use Real Player or QuickTime Player or even a Java player or Winamp, and these were the options you had. And in some cases they would not work. And yeah, you click that button, it download a little file, and then if you had that installed, you'd be able to listen to the radio. So that was where it started, and this is where we are now. Pretty much doing almost the same, a directory of track lists, but linking to audio files. Nothing to be embarrassed about. So have you took your computer science in uni or something? You are completely self-taught. Self-taught, mate. Picking up code in 99. Hacking around with that project. I did go to university, but I didn't go to university for computer science. I went to university studying digital film and post-production. So that's my interest in YouTube, Twitch, and film production. My coding has just been self-taught over time. It's taken 20 years to get here. And I don't feel I'm the best. The saying which I go by is, the more you know you do not know. And it rolls off the tongue a bit differently, but yeah, the experts know that there could be better experts out there, and all you have to do is just kind of keep at it, keep doing what you do, keep enjoying what you're doing, and no one can take that away from you. You can go to university and study computer science, and get those degrees, because they do definitely get you a leg up, especially if you're looking to get visas into other countries to learn there or get jobs. It's easier for those visas to be acquired because you have papers showing that you are a skilled professional who can do this. But you still have to put in a grunt. A great way to handle computer science in your own time is like using like Codecademy. So HackerRank is one place which I go to, and you've got this basic problem solving and a whole bunch of program data structures and algorithms. Hack those two and get good at them in the different languages, and you pretty much got everything sussed. You may find that you don't use them in your day-to-day, but understanding a good amount of them, there'll be one time in your career where it goes, oh, this is a binary tree conversion, or this problem needs a doubly linked list, and you'd know to turn to that and know how to communicate that. But even me, I've not completed all those. I've been able to dart around the edges of the career and not have to worry about getting too deep into algorithms. But if you're looking to do machine learning algorithms, that is artificial intelligence algorithms, anything to do with Python algorithms, understanding those will definitely get you a leg up. Yeah, we digress a little bit. A little bit talk to the camera, but yeah, it's good seeing that code. Like you got this project going on, and yeah, it's nice to see that. I was looking into defining a component in my test, because I thought that if I define a new component with this setup and bring this inside the setup, it won't bark at me. And if I write a done here instead, might be able to just bring this inside. And this is acting like a component. I want to see how badly this blows up. Okay, it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be. And let's have a look at my other project. I was bring it in, handle that. So it doesn't need to do that. We trigger it off. Right. Ew, it's slow. It timed out. It timed out because, you know why? Our code was expecting done. And we need to put that down here. So it's going to go through all this and then hit done. But yeah, this looks like it ran for 5 seconds and it failed out. I want to see if we've gone into there. Did we have any luck? Did it do the thing? Did it do the thing? Of calling this session. So let's try it. Console log before. This is shotgun testing. You're throwing in console logs to understand what's going on, and I should see like a before and after in here, and we're not seeing that. No problem. Dip in and out as much as you need. I do this. I do live coding every Wednesday. I sometimes do another session here or there. Put it out on my Twitter. I DJ ad hoc on this channel as well. Whenever I feel inspired to put up a DJ session, I convert all this and set my turntables and play some tunes. Of course, those recordings get taken down, so it's a live only session. But yeah, I use this channel for hackery and coding and chatting, basically. Yeah, it's not going as I expected it. That. Gah. Maybe I need to trigger the mount. This is getting very gnarly. It's definitely because his compositions API is stupidly new. Trying to get a good understanding. Constant my component equals, and we're going to put in this. Let's just make it build that component for now, and we'll have the setup. Just get that to do its things, and so we can skip that, make ourselves some space, open this. We are wanting it does something, and we brought in this shallow mount, so we're going to bring this. We're going to call shallow mount to kind of mount that component in a shallow manner. Const. Do we get it to do the thing? Yeah, we got it to do the thing. We got it to do the thing. Yay, we got it to do the thing. And the wrapper, what does it bring back? We got this VM. If I put in, say, hello dot world there, VM dot hello, is that thing there? Hello dot world. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So dummy component. We're just setting up a dummy component which of course literal. And we can call our code in here, which is going to be this cell. We'll pass out the tracks. And so we're calling that. Tracks gets output. Oh yeah, it wants that at the end. And in this case, in this instance, we might need some context. And how do we pass in context? context. Props data. I const. We have props. No, it's not props. Params from use context, and we need to bring that context in from define component. Use context. And let's give that a try. Will it? Oh. Ignore that for a second. Params is undefined. Can I define it here? No. View shallow mount context. Yeah. We should have mount context can only be used when mounting functional component. So probably not. Mocks. Already declared. About stubs then. Stubs. Use parent component described here. Okay, so that's not a way. Composition. Let's try searching that. Testing computed properties. Testing API reference on that. There's a props going in. Context. Look at our revised context, which is supposed to select the level of properties. Previously, this was this on an API. So. I was getting hopeful with that, but I don't think that approach works very well. I don't think I need that. I just need this content, which we got the stub for. And I'm going to console log that. Can't read MB fetching. Unhandled rejections. Why are you rejecting? You should not be rejecting. got the before. Cool. Triggering the... Oh, we did the before, so it's loading it in. Oh. Oh, this is deep. Composition API, go into the GitHub. Oh, so it's expecting this Nuxt thing. Is fetching and be fetching. Can I mock that? In this test, mocks Nuxt and be fetching number 0. That's right. Failed to mount component templates or render function not defined. Render. Cool. We are getting there slowly. It's a long-winded way of testing this. But it's getting there. It's getting there. We got the before, we got it after, so it's gone in. And this episode's content we send in, we are asking to send in. Oh, that's the wrong. Wow. Let's have another look at this. It's only asking for sessions, and we're sending in a null. Or are we? Oh no, we're sending that. Let's have a look, see. Okay, we got that. Then for each of those tracks, log track. Okay. And this fetch track returns this. Can I put this all tracks there? Undefined. Okay, getting closer. Welcome back. Oh, of course. That's not a promise, is it? Promise resolve. For now, we're going to wrap it around a promise resolve. And define that. And bingo. We got there in the end. We managed to get it to... Well, I think we managed to get it. Tracks. We've got our after, which is containing all our data, and we're defining this tracks which we're passing through. But we might need to trigger off a cycle on the page. Test the thing. Oh, it's happened before. Okay. Okay. VM next tick. We basically need to allow all those things to resolve themselves. So let's put in the done and wait for it. Still a bit too soon. How can we make it wait? What we can do is in this use session, we can bring back a callback on fetched session, and we're going to pass this through to our test as well. So up here on fetched session, it's going to be a callback. Each one of these, I've been doing this a bit today, and they kind of got callback. To execute, push the callback. I'm pushing that onto array. So in our test, we'll have this on fetch session. We want to call this. So let's write it out explicitly. Called after a session fetched. And that is linked to there, and we're this function which we're passing in is this function, and we're adding it to the array. We need to set up an array, const array of things to execute. And once we've completed all that work, perhaps we can to execute map. Oh yeah, we can await it as well, I think. Await, promise, all. Each one of those. If they are promise. Each callback, call that callback. And there we go, we got it called after thing is fetched. So now the wrapper VM tracks should contain all our tracks. What would be the best way to make a database and score system for Snake? There's a few ways you can go about this. I would use local storage if it's just a localized web page. So code sandboxes.io. We'll create a very simple vanilla. And give you an example of, I'll put in a button. button. A moved snake. So we're just gonna put this placeholder button here for now. Get rid of this initial stuff, because you'll program the logic of moving the snake, but I've not got that in me of how to do that properly. But you're asking about the storage, and when I click this button, I want to say increment the score. So document query selector. And we grab the button, and whenever we got ahead of myself then, const button, let's grab that, and button dot add event listener, click. Whenever we click on that button, we're going to trigger this function. And we're not using React here or anything. It's just going to be native, and then you can add in your framework if you need to. But we can set item score, and it's the score which we've got. But of course we need to start a score. So const score to 0. So we'll write that to that score. But each time we click this button, we want to get it from local storage if it exists, increment it, and then write it back to local storage. So window local storage get item score. So this will const score. But if it doesn't exist, we put that out. But in addition to this, local storage stores it as a string. So we need to parse int that. Parse int the local storage so that we know this is going to be an integer. So then we can score equals score plus 1, or shorthand score plus. And we need to change this to a let, because const shouldn't allow you to change. But that's going to do it in local storage. We also want to render this on screen, so we've got a const score display document query selector, and we'll do an index of that, and we'll say score display text content equals score. We probably want to move some of this into function increment score. Move that into there, and then when we click the button, we increment score. And could roll with that. And we'd kind of hard code our initial score, and I kind of guess now that when we click this, we are incrementing the score. And if I refresh the frame, it should, whenever that score goes up, get in. So we've got to do our render a render function, which will pull out from the local storage and set that score display. So then we can call render here instead, getting rid of that. When we load up our page, which will be window add event listener DOM to document content loaded. We'll trigger a render here. It's not done as I expected. How do you make this so I can use it as reference? Sure, I can show you this link. Once I save it. Get item score. Score, you can render that. And oh yeah, there we go. It's a bit premature. 5, 6, 7. Reload the frame, and it's still there. You notice it took a little second. Local storage is not super quick, but it does the job for persistence on that. That's one way in how you do that. I'm going to save that. So I need to sign in. Sign in, and can I save and share? Or is it just a case of throwing you that? There you go. Boop, boop, boop. Well, it was working. Yeah, there it is. That's one way I'd do it, and there's a few other ways I'd look at doing it as well. But that starts you off. I was looking at this assertions. So all of this is wrapper stuff. So function test wrapper. And we want the callback to be in there. And if I do the callback with wrapper.bn, I can simplify all of this code here to that's a bit too I want it so that I can do it like this. Done. Without all of this. I'll just grab this and pop that down and boop, boop, like that. Wing that. And get rid of that. Maybe if I pass in that and I name this as wait for, custom wait for instead, like that, and tag fn key. Do it like this, fn key. Fn key is not defined. Ah. Let's open it. Oh! It worked? No, it didn't. It didn't work. It didn't work. Oh, it did. It did work. So we're going to wait for this function to call, and then we're going to call this function just a done in there. And now we can do all these awesome assertions. So like this. And const first track equals VM tracks first. Clean it up. Oh, it didn't work. Why did you not work this time? You worked last time. Arr. Oh, right. Yep. I think I know why. No, I don't know why. It's probably because it's failing in this function. It's not getting to that done. And I need to console log VM tracks. Yeah, it should be totally in an array. So if I do VM tracks 0, yeah, and then 0 artist. So why is it different than that? Let's try and catch it. All right. Oh yeah, because we're certain, but that's timing out instead of giving us an error. So just async timeout error. It's just callback error. Okay, so yeah, we do need to wrap that done in a error like that if it's pass the error to done if there's any errors with this try catch. And we should, yeah, there we go, we got our assertion right. Cool. I didn't have my Twitch dashboard. I just jumped on stream today and I wasn't really set up. But thanks for the follow, Bob Ross RTX today. Good of you. Nice for you to hang out today. We didn't really progress much today. I want the artist to bring me out hello world in this test, and we are not anywhere close. Nice. There are some awesome like code getters for Snake. I've seen someone hack it out in like 2 minutes. A snake project. And I'm like, what? You did that? I think once you've got it in your head and you're well versed in that area, it's super like easy, just flows. But I like when you're exploring around code and certain flows. For me, I'm stabbing at different angles, trying to get something working before finding the right route through it to the next door. If I spent more time reading the documentation, and I could probably spend less time badgering hacking. But yeah, you're basically watching me learn this new way. I've been coding a lot of today as well. Tiring stuff. I'm gonna sleep tonight. I'm just looking at this now and going like, what was I trying to do? It gets like that after a while. I just noticed on my stream the chat goes right on my head. Oh well. I probably should have moved that up, or I'll leave it where it is. It's fine. It goes after 2 minutes. Oh, we're up to this point, this content, and this is not dynamic enough. We wanting to go and fetch that bit of data. So I think that's a promise. So yeah, we'll return a promise. That's fine. And we know content. Content handles that, so we can get the ref. So I did this before on a different version. You probably know, like next week when you're tuning in, we're gonna be still hacking at this. There we go. That's what I want. So we've got the path. Pass that in. We replace the .md because we don't want the .md. We want it just to be at the end, the /. And this will fetch const. Let's call it data for now. Wait, and it's gonna be a sync function. No problem, buddy. Have a good one. Cheers for hanging out. See you next time. Thanks for stopping in, Bob Ross RTX. Have a good one. Now that we got the track content, I'm going to we've fetched it. This will console log. I don't know what this data will contain, and return data. Don't need to return it as a promise because it's already as a promise. Oh, come on. Timeout. How dare you? Is it because of this? Try. been watching on YouTube this this guy who's bought a ghost town. I don't know whether you've ever come across it. Bought a ghost town in California, Cerro Gordo, and I've been thinking of that. He goes into old bullion mines and posts up a video each week, and I was hoping to see it. Maybe he'll post one today. We don't know. Hopefully he's okay. Ah, yeah. Track ref. And oh yeah. Failing out miserably on that. We've got to do something, and then it's not the best debugging. There's probably better, easy ways to do this. We'll explore it and we'll figure it out. It's like we've got to this point and I don't know. Let's see. We got the track. Post content request. That's after. So we've got a content request. So this should contain data, right? And it's expecting data there. Yeah, that's right. Where are we using this fetch track? A promise. Each of those promises. So what gives? Why track promise? Pending. Yeah. Got there yet? Promise of. Ah. Oh. I don't want to do that. So it's not liking it there. It's like it's resolving those, but not. To do with my fetch stub. Oh, it's resolved. There. We waited it. I was complaining because data is not defined. Equals null. We write the data in our try. There we go. It was at this point which we wanted to start enhancing our data. So this is going to be our track data. And there's another way how we can get our artist data. There it is. Oop. Artist data. Wait. I can const these two because we're going to merge these two bits of data together. So artist directory, which is going to be artist here. We're replacing artists and tracks with the thing we... Oh, the ref. Track ref. And then remove the MD at the end. Maybe it's a bit overkill that. I want to check that one time. So console log. What does it yield? What does this last part do? So we don't need that last bit. Cool. Now our data track. Oh, it would be title, which would be the track data title, artist, which would be artist data title. How about that for size? And I'm going to get rid of this try catch block because if it blows up, we want it to properly blow up. And I don't need this, don't need that. Alright, console log artist data. Are we getting it back right? Oh yeah, there was some other bits we were doing with that, wasn't it? This limit one. Limit one, and we'll do the limit one there. And fetch. Nice, nice. Oh. Oh. It should be Singer. Nuxt content fetch single. Path is a file, fetch will return. The path is a file, fetch will return object as its directory. If it's a directory, it will return an array. Can I get away with index.markdown? Don't know whether that works out in a while properly. We wanted to grab this file. this. Let me go straight up that. Oh, it's my stub, which is breaking on that, I think. Grab this. If path kind of looks like a like this. We want it to test. Does it look like a bit like that? Anything ending with that then, so end and start, end, test. This will be path. Oh, fail. Yes, because you need to escape those and escape that dot. Console log. Yeah, that's about right. What we're looking for. So we should see a true. Yeah. And oh yeah. That should be right. And let's go down to our test again. Capitalize that and capitalize that. Oh, that was pretty damn hard work. And I'm still not exactly fully happy with that, but it's one way. I think I'll do some off-stream hacking around with it. I'm not exactly. There might be a different way, which we better for testing that, because we've mocked it out really severely there, just to kind of get that one bit tested. And it's taken quite a bit of time as well. It's brittle. We've not even scratched the surface of all of the other bits which we wanted to get in, the paths and everything. I want to see what all this, when it's actually in place. Use session, cancel that off. I'm going to give it a whirl on the page, but we're wrapping up very soon. I'm frazzled at this. So import, use session singular, and it's going to be from compositions, use session. Grab that, and after we fetch the page, it'll be somewhere around this part for now. So I still think it feels dirty. Const track, well, tracks, and go to oh wait, because we can. Oh wait, it's not gonna wait. Because it doesn't do that, it's a fetch session immediately. Oh wait, fetch session now. We need to pass in the content and the episode sessions. You know, oh, wait for that. Console log tracks. No way near, and am I confident that's going to do what I want it to do. Must be called in a setup function. Oh, come on. You are called within the setup function, though. It's outside of its context, though, isn't it? We tried. We did. Probably overcomplicated it more than it necessarily needed it to be. Let's bin that. Let's bin that. And let's make it as a wait. Sync function. And why are you complaining? What are you complaining for? Bin that. That's one. Clean that code up. Doesn't need that. That session is not a thing. Forget the testing at the moment. Artist that's still not found. It wants yeah, that's right, because that doesn't exist on this particular folder. Maybe if I try a different avenue. Oh, it's gonna go through all that. Where's our content stuff? Let track data. Let artist data. We'll do the try catchy. In this case, when there is no content returning, we're going to handle a backup case. We'll do the same on this one. We'll do try catchy. Clean that data up. And tail not found. Oh. Track data equals title track original title split This is just as dirty as my other one, I think. Ref. Ref is defined but never used. Is it? Ref is not defined. We should have something here. Is that the ticket? Yeah, we're settling into that phase of it's not working as we expect it. Could be much better. Let's clear the logs, refresh the page. It's looking this should be one of these episodes which J-Rock. Ah, come on. I think the first track. There we go. You have a lot of nice data, but no, that was painful. I'm gonna have to have another stab at this. Come out with a fresh mind because that did not feel right. This code feels just nasty. Or maybe I'm just seeing it at max zoom of a zoom and now. Now it looks a bit cleaner. It's super tiny on the screen. But I'm gonna end it here. That was a hard session. We got nowhere. We spent 3 hours and we got nowhere, honestly. We have days like this. Maybe I should try a different approach with a code. Or try not throw myself too much at the problem. Yeah. Sometimes coding days are not easy. And other days you're zipping through it like you're in a good flow. And they generally do happen. Especially when you're trying to keep up to date with the latest APIs and they're not happening how you want them to. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. We'll continue next week. I'll do some off-stream stuff, get us in a better position, and hopefully have some awesome things to show you. And we can continue learning together and continue our very important. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today. See you next time.